Hey Missy, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey Missy. Hey Missy.
It's Green Week again, but it's not Green Week because I'm joined by Christel D! That's you. So, Death in Heaven. Did you like it? Did you like it?
I loved it. Genuinely.
I liked it, but it's sort of not very memorable. But maybe that's just because I've got a really bad memory. I mean, literally, we've just watched it like 10 minutes ago and I've forgotten most of what's happened. It was better than last week's actually. Last week, probably because it really annoyed me last week. The first bit was that Danny Pink died and I was really sad because I like him. As soon as he died, I was like, right, it's written by Stephen Moffat. He's not dead. The second bit that annoyed me was that it was the Master, and because it was so obvious. In Doctor Who Extra, what did he say?
Oh, we'll bring the Master back as a woman. No one will see that coming. You didn't like the fact that the Master was back because it was too obvious. It's been 4 years since you've seen the Master, and personally the Master's my favourite villain, so I was well chuffed. And no one else would have got that response. Had it been the Rani or someone, everyone would have been like, what? Who's that? And I thought Michelle Gomez as the Master was great.
She was incredible as the Master, wasn't she? I mean, she was really amazing. But it was the fact that they built it up like, no one's going to guess who this is. Like, we're stupid. I mean, come on. Everyone knew it was going to be the Master. And as soon as like she put the Doctor's hand on her boob, I was like, she's got 2 hearts. It's going to be the Master, isn't it? And then it was. And it was like, am I really clever or is Moffat really stupid? And I think it's both. Right at the beginning, Clara doesn't exist. She's the Doctor. Which I've never been so glad for an anticlimax in my whole life. The trailer for this episode, that was in it saying Clara Oswald has never existed, and I was like, oh,
there we go, another Stephen Moffat
paradox
wibbly wobbly. Yeah.
But then no, she was just lying, and so I was like, oh, okay.
Part of me was like, hang on a minute.
Yeah,
are they serious?
You sort of do like a double take.
Yeah,
like,
and there was lots of that in this episode. I thought
with the writers we've got, nothing's safe. You can never be too sure of something.
There were lots of shockers, I thought, this episode. A lot of shock deaths. A particular character who I think we all like was good. Obviously, the shame about that is, you know, she's immensely clever, and the Doctor says, "Oh, time and space, something for your bucket list," and she's like, with her inhaler because she's like, oh. So that was sad because I thought she would have made a great companion. Really.
When the 50th came out, a lot of people on the internet were saying, oh, Osgood would make a really good companion because she's just a regular girl. She's not. She's mega clever scientist. She's not a regular girl. What they're talking about is she's not a supermodel. She's very pretty, but she's not a supermodel. And that's what they're getting at, a regular girl. And it's like, well, she's not regular in any sense of the word. She's out of this world, you know? Pun intended.
Stephen Moffat was like, if you've seen Doctor Who Extra, he was like, you know, who should we kill off? Someone's going to die, and it's going to be someone we care about, to show how evil the Master is, or to show how far the Master is prepared to go. And which is why they chose Osgood, who is probably one of the best female characters we've had since Moffat's reign, and she's gone, and that is really annoying.
I think it was a good move though, because it did shake up people, and it becoming more like the Game of Thrones man.
George R. Martin.
Yes, him, because none of his characters are safe, and I like that, because you're like, is he going to die? And Sean Bean dies in everything, so that was the only predictable death in Game of Thrones.
Cybermen have been let loose.
And Cybermen women hyphenated.
There's a cloud full of dark water, and it's about to go into all the graves and stuff.
And create zombie Cybermen.
Somehow the dark water is going in, or with water, whatever, it's going into the graves, and somehow it turns into a metal shell.
Probably like forms around them, like, you know, that chocolate sauce on ice cream, and it just turns hard.
Oh yeah. I mean, for children who may have had dead grandparents or something, anyone really, thought that, you know, the body is in the side of the suit thing, and then eventually the body's gone because Danny does end up, you know, saving the day and stuff, and sends them all up.
Before they were gone, Danny's face, I mean, he was all like stabbed with things, so it was stretched. It didn't look comfortable.
No. I really like the scene where the Doctor turns up. The Doctor talks about him and the Master and how they used to be friends, but they grew up and they become different people. I think he says, without the capacity to feel pain, you can't feel the hurt you inflict.
His missing weakness that he never admitted before.
He carries that with him, but it's also his strength. There was a couple of Cybermen in the episode that stayed normal. Him and the Brigadier. Maybe they were such good such good people. But I think in Danny's case, it was love that held him.
I really hate that love conquers all. Maybe just because I'm a
huge pessimist.
When it comes to love and that, I'm just like, love does not save the day, ever.
I actually really like that bit because I'm a bit of a soft, so I don't know. I actually really enjoyed it, but secretly. Throughout this series, one of the things that have been sort of most apparent about the Doctor, the Doctor story, is him working out who he is. It's taken him the whole, an entire series. It's the Master, or Missy Master, that brings it out. Yeah, exactly. He's not a good man, but he's not a bad man either. He's just a guy passing through, helping out, but he doesn't need an army because he's got the companions. It just sums up Doctor Who so beautifully that it paves the way for new adventures and new stories, and and for the Doctor to develop further into I'd really like to see where he goes next. This Doctor's so great now. Immediately, I think how he could be 3-4 years down the line. So we not only get closure on the Doctor storyline, but we get closure on Clara as well.
I used to hate her character. Well, not hate. Thoroughly dislike her character because it was unrealistic, completely unrealistic. And there was a scene in this episode that was a bit like her last series, which was annoying. But it was the bit right at the beginning when she suddenly thought of a plan to keep herself alive, and it was I'm the Doctor. And I liked the fact that she said that because it was quite funny when they had the intro and everything. But I didn't like the fact that she did it so perfectly and she just knew what to do. She had a plan in her head and she was amazing at it, and that wouldn't happen. You'd be terrified. This series she had flaws, and Christel said previously that we are meant to relate to the companion and not the Doctor because he's like this lord and he's a Time Lord, but we're meant to relate to
Is he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No one tells us anything Doctor Who anymore. This episode is still good acting. I mean, especially when she was saying goodbye to Danny, I was just like, oh, but
sort of it was back to bland Clara.
Yeah, back to perfect Clara.
Peter Capaldi and Jenna Coleman don't get an award for this series.
Their acting, yes.
I would eat my quiff.
I'll eat your quiff. So, Clara's final scene was a bit sad.
It was sad, not in a tragic way, like previous companions. It was so nice to see the Doctor part with the companion on a good note, on a nice note. What I liked so much about it was Clara is able to say thank you to the Doctor, and the Doctor's also able to thank Clara, and the Doctor never gets that. It always ends in pain, and he has to sort of carry that with him, and the people that he brings on board the TARDIS, it affects their lives in so many ways, and not always for the better. And
this time it was affecting it in a good way.
Yeah,
he made her feel special.
It's the way he says it as well, because this Doctor internalises his emotions a lot. He is an angry Doctor, but not in a David Tennant sense. So he internalises his anger, whereas David Tennant, it's all in his bottom teeth. He would. So angry.
He doesn't know how to show human emotion anymore because this Doctor's so fantastic because he can't interact with humans the way David and Matt did. It's difficult and it must be really frustrating for him because the scene with Clara in the cafe when they're both parting ways, he says he finds Gallifrey to make Clara, because he knows Clara doesn't want to travel with her anymore, or she can't, so he wants to ease that off her and be like, oh well, I'm not going to travel anymore anyway, so you don't have to come, so I'm not going to do it anyway. And that is a very nice thing to do. But he does nice things without people seeing it, and I think that's what he likes, because he doesn't want to be put on a pedestal, he doesn't want to be thanked, he doesn't want people to be like, oh my god, that's so nice. But that scene,
that is my favourite scene of this series, I think. What a performance.
Just the emotion.
Too good.
The emotion in it.
Too good.
And it was just anger, pure Capaldi anger.
Yeah. But going back to the final scene, Clara kind of does a similar thing. She says that she's got something to tell the doctor. The doctor assumes what she's got to say is Danny's made it back through the bracelet thing, which he hasn't, because he sends the kid back. That's not what she's got to tell him.
She's preggers.
Quite possibly. There were hints to it before with on the post-it notes. One says 3 months, and when the doctor scans her. Okay, it's enough.
Favourite bits. I really liked the James Bond-ish bit. He fell out the plane because it exploded, and he was just like, no, I'm just gonna whip my key out and find the TARDIS, and he did. And I liked the bit where it was just like it just came up out of the clouds.
That was a heroic moment. The Doctor says he's not a hero, but it was that moment where I thought, this is why I love Doctor Who. It's because of this man, the Doctor, in the aeroplane when Kate Stewart's explaining to him that he's the president of the world. He puts 7 sugars in his tea, and then he starts to drink from the saucer.
Like a cat.
Which is hilarious, I thought.
I had a plumber once that had 12 sugars in his tea.
Oh wow.
I was just expecting like the spoon to stand up.
Has he got diabetes now?
Probably. He hasn't plumbed since.
The thing that sort of broke me was the Brigadier.
I was expecting him to salute the painting when she said that. Like I thought Peter would do a sort of, when he said, oh, we should have asked, and when she turned around I was expecting him to just go like at the painting, really like a funny thing, and then he didn't. I was like, oh okay, but then
so nice.
It was nice the way he did it. You also liked the flower bit.
Oh yeah, it's a bit where Kate says about her dad and sort of painting, and Peter Capaldi's got a bunch of flowers. I have to take my glasses off. So he's got the flowers, and he kind of goes,
little things he does. It's just like, it's really nice. Whereas Matt Smith, I think Matt was amazing. But now I've seen Peter, it's like I would never want another Matt Smith as the Doctor, because he was too sort of childlike. Whereas Peter is he's very childlike.
He's unintentionally childlike.
Exactly,
that's
like
the
difference. Children's menu bit in Deep Breath.
He's not childish, he's childlike. Whereas Matt Smith's Doctor, it was kind of forced childishness. When you've got this all-out childish person who, even when Daleks turn up, they're like, oh yes, Daleks, it's okay, Jammy Dodgers and a fez, hurrah, river song, hello.
Limbs.
And it's like,
everywhere.
oh yes, I'm all hands, and isn't it wonderful, and like, oh yes. And I just thought,
Peter's like awkward.
He's authentic, he's awkward, he's awkward, he's more
alien,
and I love that. There's only 2 Doctors that I've taken to immediately. And first it was Peter Capaldi, and secondly it was John Kirby. And other Doctors I've taken a while to get used to. Even David Tennant, can you believe? David Tennant did eventually become a Doctor, but Peter Capaldi is a godlike being.
He is, and his costume's based on David Bowie. I mean, Bowie's a god as well. Add him to the list.
And David Bowie. There we go. And Sue Perkins.
Sue Perkins,
Superkins,
or Superkins, as Richard calls her. She is perfection. She's
Superfectionkins.
We saw Father Christmas at the end of the episode.
Yes. Most of it looks good, but Father Christmas? Like, really?
But it's Nick Frost.
Yeah.
And he wins at everything.
So we've come to the end of Series 8, and I think, in terms of the finale, I'm well chuffed with the finale.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great way to end what's been an amazing first series for Peter Capaldi.
It's been a fantastic series, like really, really good. And there have been a few episodes that haven't been on par with some others, but the bar was set so high by so many great episodes, and it was just a fantastic series, and it was carried by Peter.
I mean, we've had some strong episodes, we've had a couple of episodes which are on par with Series 7B, but unlike Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi is able to carry the episodes with his eyebrows alone. So many people are negative about Doctor Who. You can't please everyone. There's always going to be something that you don't like. This series has reignited my passion for Doctor Who, if I'm honest, and I couldn't be happier. And I'm so glad that it exists. I'm so glad that Doctor Who exists. Without Doctor Who, we wouldn't be here, and I wouldn't know you.
Met.
No. Long live Doctor Who, and I think long live Peter Capaldi, and I just think, like, you know, more Peter Capaldi. We want more.
And maybe this Christmas episode will be good.
Yeah,
It's got Peter. So
exactly.
high hopes, and have an awesome time watching it.
High hopes and ho ho ho.
Ho, ho, ho.
Has anyone offered you a decent Stephen Moffat story?
No. Well, where am I?
Can we get a Stephen Moffat story? Yeah, good one. We got a new one.